And a good Thursday, everybody. Welcome in. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. He is Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier, along for the ride as well, back at the studio. And, of course, we are live at our home away from home, the Omni Nashville Hotel at Barlines. Got a great lunch crowd on hand that has shown up just to see us.
That's right. Every time. It's crazy.
We're going to tell ourselves that. But,
it is crazy.
But we're excited to be here today. And training camp ongoing. Punter Tommy Townsend going to join Jake Lyman here in a few minutes.
Why are you doing this to me?
At the end of practice? Because he's a two-time Super Bowl champion. He played 1 year at the University of Tennessee and then
Did he really?
was a Florida Gator. Yes.
He's no Timmy Taylor.
No, he's not. But yeah, so Tommy Townsend, the punter,
Nice.
who's new this year, will join
I love it.
Jake Lyman.
Do you think possibly, Chaser, that we could do a weekly segment with a punter?
We've done that before, and we could do it again if you wanted to.
I'd love to, man.
If a show across the street would quit stealing people.
Oh, I'd love it. Oh, that's fun. Oh, man.
We could do that.
Good times. Great oldies.
Yeah, there you go. That's throwing it back. But live here at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Barlines. Turron Davenport going to join us at 2 o'clock as well. We haven't talked to TD yet this training camp, so I'm looking forward to kind of picking his brain on what he has seen so far through training camp the last couple of weeks. 3 days of padded practices where things really heat up. And also we're going to have AF1 Arena Crown Championship tickets to give away for the Nashville Cats. We will do that at some point during the show.
Cannot wait. It'll be fun. Saturday's going to be fun in Clarksville. We're being told it's near a sellout.
Yes.
And it was loud last week up there. So if you can get tickets now, get on it and get them. And then we'll see Saturday, Chaser, on the national TV call. And
on Vice.
On Vice TV.
We had a production call today. We're like big time.
Right? And Chaser showed up looking like Kramer in that episode of Seinfeld. He's walking down the street doing the pimp walk.
The fur coat and the hat.
Yeah, that was Chase today doing that. But no, we felt like this is something really, really special. So we're looking forward to that on Saturday and having a good time. And it's great, man. I mean, we got football rolling through now. College
the
football.
Hall of Fame games tonight.
Hall of Fame game is tonight, right? Arizona and Carolina.
Yep. So I was watching NFL Network before I came down here, and they were showing the videos of them letting the Hall of Famers know they were in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Oh, it
is.
Like
Roger Craig, because who was it? Ronnie Lott and Charles Haley showed up at his house to tell him. And he saw them, and at first he's like, "What's up, guys? What are you doing here?" And then he realizes they're wearing the gold jacket, and he just
oh, that's a
good
hit
one,
his
man. Knees, like he realized what it was. And Dan Fouts telling Drew Brees, in San Diego that he was going.
Love it.
It's cool. It's cool how they do that. I think my favorite one will always be Shannon Sharp finally getting to tell his brother. Because remember, he had the famous speech of, I'm not even the best. I'm the second best athlete in my family, and I'm in the Hall of Fame.
He's correct about that. That's one of the injuries in sports what just drives me crazy because I truly think Sterling Sharp, he only had 3 years of Brett Favre, actually 2.5. Yeah. 92, 93, 94. Had Sterling Sharp not got injured, he'd probably had 5 or 6 more years with Sharp, another Super Bowl. Would have gone down as a top 5 all-time receiver. There's not a doubt in my mind. That's how good Sterling Sharp was as a receiver.
Indeed he was. We've kind of started this little trend on the show of starting off with a little bit of a rant.
Yeah.
What you got today?
So you guys have to stop doing this. You do it all the time. You got to stop pulling out in front of me when I'm going down the road. Like I live off McGavick Pike. You've got to stop pulling out in front of me. If you pull out in front and you go, I'm great. That's fine. But 95% of the time, you don't do that. And a lot of times, it's somebody in a Ford Focus. A lot of times, it's a sweet, hey, everybody, come on in. Have a great meal. Come on in. Yeah, come on in.
Come on now.
Yeah, get out there. We got Todd Rodermills here, too. Come on in, everybody. You got to stop pulling out and stopping. You got to stop doing that, please, just for my sanity alone. Because it drives me crazy. You're cruising down, doing good, and they'll pull out in front of you without any care at all. And so, my blood pressure rises because of that. So you please stop doing that. And we discussed yesterday the whole We did it Monday. Nick and I did it yesterday, right, Nick? The whole right turn on red thing. We got to stop that. So
I'm seeing some signs already, by the way.
No.
Yeah. They're just up on the, I guess, what is that, the light post?
It's not passed.
I know, but they have some up already.
Well, there's some up in the city that you cannot do that. But you got to stop pulling out in front of me and stop it. You got to. It's every time. And so I get past that, I'll be fine. But right now, that's what's getting me.
Well, I agree with you on that.
What do you got? What's yours, Chaser?
Well, I mean, look, I actually watched a whole story on the whole right on red thing. I'm like, this is just like what are we doing? Like, right? I'm going to be so mad if this passes. Like, I'm going to be really mad if this passes.
Well, what I was told, and Nick, did you bring this up? Somebody brought it up. It's like, come on in and have a seat, everybody. Yeah, welcome in the Barlines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Look at this. Come on. Fine-looking group we got coming here today. Everybody, good to see you, right? Just put it on the McCabe tab.
Don't do that.
There we do that. Well, I was just telling something before I was going.
The right on red thing.
Yeah,
but
see,
said it was something I brought up, maybe.
I don't know if you said it or not.
It's not about you.
Everything goes to everything gets passed to the first reading.
Okay.
I'm told.
All right.
Like everything is like, hey, we're going to talk about it. So just because it passed the first reading doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Right.
So that's a bit better.
Okay. Well, is this like because today's an election, for the primaries.
Right.
So go out and vote. We do encourage voting. So I didn't know if this was like an election thing or what, but like I need this to go away because we're good with right on red.
Yeah.
If I want to turn right on red from Charlotte Pike and Davidson Road that I've been able to do
your whole life
for my whole life, I would like to continue to be able to.
I like that. Yeah. I thought you were going to say we're tired of the political ads. I'm not. I love them.
I laugh at those though.
Those are
it's like
we're not going to mention individual but some of those.
No, but this is what you get. Joe Dubin will make our streets better. Vote Joe Dubin this November, and then the next ad is Joe Dubin hates you. He's gonna rob you.
Chase McCabe has missed every vote in Congress. Don't vote for him. What's he doing? They show you out fishing. He's out fishing. That's what he's doing.
And then the next campaign is Chase McCabe is the best guy ever.
That's right. It's all lies. It's all lies. My favorite, I'm not going to name, is some dude in a backhoe or some bulldozer or an earth mover. He's talking about stones.
Oh, yeah. That's actually the best.
That
might be the best.
Right. He's just, I don't even know that guy's name. I don't even know if he's in my district. I don't know, but that cracked me up. I saw that.
Well, what's so funny, this is my favorite part because these are the primaries. So these are people in the same party.
Right.
And as soon as today is over and we know it's going to be like the guy, the person that was blasting the other person going to be like, well, I really think they're going to do a great job.
Right.
That's what you're going to get.
Oh, I love it. I spent in 2000, I was a cameraman. I got to spend probably 6 months on the Al Gore. Go ahead.
Well, no, keep going. But
on the Al Gore campaign here in town and everything, I'll never forget. I was like, what was it like doing that? They would put out food for the media, Al Gore's, and we would eat all of it within like a minute. And one day we ate all the food, and their PR came out and said, "We put food out. What are y'all doing?" And I said, "Look, man, the media, we're all like a bunch of dogs. Here's why: if you put food out for your dog, right, it's going to eat. Why is it going to eat? Because it's there. You keep putting food out, we're just going to eat it all day long. That's what we'll do." I'll never forget how mad she was at all the media. And we're like, okay, when's the next time you're putting food out? We didn't care about all that. So I always think about political elections, what's going on. I always go back to that one time when she was so mad about us. All right, go ahead. What's up?
Well, I just sent it to Dr. Crane because all these political ads that I have seen reminded me of something from our favorite television show.
Oh, okay, good.
So I just sent it to him to give him time to pull it up.
But
good. All the ones I've seen remind me of this.
Nice.
You probably know what I'm
stones.
talking about.
Chase McCabe's got stones. And it's like, I'll go up to Washington. I'll fight for you.
We should do that one year. Maybe, November's the general election, so maybe we should do that. We should do like
me versus you.
Yeah, just do campaigns. Yeah. I think you'd win going away. Dr. Crane could be the independent.
No, but it's the commercial part about this. My opponent doesn't care about you. Just on and on.
All right, here it. Hit it.
Mayor Quimby supports revolving door prisons. Mayor Quimby even released Sideshow Bob, a man twice convicted of attempted murder. Can you trust a man like Mayor Quimby? Vote Sideshow Bob for mayor.
I love that. Oh man, that is so good.
It's my favorite.
Oh, nice.
It's like Sideshow Bob
For
trying
mayor.
to kill people, but voted for mayor anyway.
Oh god.
What is our question of the day?
Oh, well, I like this one. 615-737-1025. You guys are always, and girls, always great with your texting in. What is, Chase McCabe, your oddest superstition? What is your oddest superstition that you have? Mine is, if I get turned around, like I'm walking or something, I have to do a complete 360 with maybe a 180.
I've seen you do this. Yeah.
To get, and it,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I
Yeah.
can't stop. If I get turned around at a table or walking somewhere, I will do a 360 and then maybe like a 180 to shift my direction a certain way. It's like a circle and a half. That, for some reason, if I don't do that, I think something bad's going to happen. That's the oddest superstition that I have. And that's where our question is. What's the oddest superstition that, well, another one, when I come in my house, I go immediately to the kitchen to make sure there's not a spider in the sink.
That's also good.
Every time.
So it's hard to explain this, but follow me. Mine is like if I think of something, like if something pops in my head that, hey, I need to do this,
Right.
I feel like if I ignore it, something bad's going to happen. So for example, I know for a fact I've locked the front door,
Okay.
but I walk by it and like in my head it's like, hey, is the front door locked? I have to stop and check it.
I like it.
So like that's one that I have to, and like even if like my girlfriend's like, hey, is the front door locked? And I know for a fact it is, I go, yes, but then I have to go check it.
Good for you.
Anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
like it's just it's peace of mind. So, if I think of like, okay, I shouldn't leave, I should wait 5 minutes to leave, then I would wait 5 minutes to leave. Like it's like because I feel like I almost have that sixth sense. If it pops in my head, it's like
Right.
spider sense telling me something.
Well, I told you I had a guy in high school football that never washed his practice pants
That's
the entire year.
it
It was magical. Magical. So what is your oddest superstition? Dr. Crane, what's your oddest one?
I don't leave the house without my rosary in the car, so I always have to keep that on me.
I
If
don't
have
find
to
that
turn
odd.
around.
I find that good. I find that's a good deed. That's a good thing.
Okay. Another one is I gotta have like my St. Anthony medallion around my neck. If I don't, I have to go home. Those may not be odd, but those are superstitions I have. Like I don't leave the house.
I like those.
I don't leave the house without my chain. If I don't have my chain, I'm gonna have a bad day.
No, I'm good with that. I like that. I think there's athletes, there's routines and there's superstitions, and I think there's a very blurry line in between those.
Okay. Well, I mean, what's the one, the base, don't jump on the baseline when you're running out.
Yeah.
There was a Predator that had a really weird superstition. Something with taping his stick.
Oh,
what was
Rocco
this?
Grimaldi.
Was that what it was?
Well, he named his sticks. But he does, yeah, he would tape them in like a certain way.
And
a lot of hockey players do that.
And but there was one that he got into his head. Who was that? Oh my!
I know who you're talking about.
Oh my God, who was it? It's going to kill me. Was it not Ryan? Who's the dude that Corey Perry knocked out? Former Predator player.
Oh, Ryan Ellis.
I think it was Ryan Ellis.
Yeah,
I think that was
right.
it.
Yeah.
Like if my stick is not taped just right, I'm a bad game.
By the way, that was the Winter Classic that happened. Darren and I are walking back down to where the rink is as they're bringing Ryan Ellis up, and I looked at him. He had no freaking idea where he was.
Yeah, he was.
That dude was on another planet,
right?
And Ryan living here now, from what I understand.
Good, as he should. Everybody should live here.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We're live today at Barlines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Punter Tommy Townsend going to join Jake Lyman from Titans camp here in just a little bit. We'll continue with more next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game, here on this Thursday at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Barlines. Your how'd you word it?
The oddest superstition that you
superstition. Do we think Robert Saleh has superstitions?
have. I think everybody does, but they won't admit it. He'll never admit that he's got one.
Yeah,
He'll never admit it.
He seems like someone that probably would. Like, I don't know. I knew a coach one time that before every game he had to go throw up.
Yeah, that's just because, right?
Right.
You listen to what your frame of mind or what you're doing to go. And what Ben Jones had the one walk on the field barefoot before the game.
Didn't matter the weather.
Didn't matter the weather.
Yep.
And yeah, that's superstition, I think, because you get into a routine of things that you hope works.
But see, offensive linemen are borderline crazy too. So there's that.
Right? There's a few things. Who was
is it Colin Wilson you were thinking of?
I don't, maybe it was during that 15, 16, 17, 18 during that time. It might be.
Yeah.
It might be. But like there's coaches who run the steps before a game to do that. Brian Billick would walk from the hotel to the stadium, no matter how far it was.
Yeah.
That was when he coached the Ravens. That was a superstition thing that he had.
I bet Fish had some.
Hey guys, farmers market today. Peaches look great.
4312 says I always have to check my work trailer on the truck every time. I always feel like I forgot to plug the brake controller in.
That's more of a safety one. I like that.
Yeah. 0031 Todd from Mount Juliet. I can't listen to Turn the Page from Bob Seger. Had a bad crash as a teenager listening to it years ago and won't listen to it since. That's a good one.
That's a very good, it sounds crazy, odd superstition.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
But I think that's absolutely perfect. Looks like practice has wrapped up over at Vanderbilt Health Football Center.
Yeah, you got it right.
Yeah. So the Titans done for the day with that. A couple of notes coming out. Our own Connor Newt says, Robert Saleh says, Alec Iomanner is being evaluated for a shoulder injury suffered in practice today.
Oh.
So don't like seeing that.
No, not at all. But luckily they got 87 receivers over there, so next man up to do that.
Our insider from the Unathletic, Ricky, says Saleh runs the steps before every game, but is that a superstition or a routine? I think it's both.
That's exactly both.
I think routines are superstitions.
Didn't Mike McCoy do that as well? I think a lot of coaches run steps like that to do.
I would, like when I was, in high school and even as the manager, like I'd walk the court or I'd walk the field. Like I did that before every game.
But is that superstition or just because you're bored?
No, it started as boredom and then it got to a point where if I didn't do it, like it freaked me out.
I always like the one that don't talk to a pitcher where he's got a no-hitter after the sixth, seventh inning. It's like, don't go talk to him. That one always blows my mind. Or it's like, I'll text you. I'm like, hey, Chase, Chris Sale's got a no-hitter in the seventh inning. You're like, don't text me that.
Right.
Like it's my fault if he if it happened, Oh, they blew the no-hitter. It ain't my fault.
I can't remember who it was. There was one pitcher, I think it was Randy Johnson, that was like begging for people to talk to him. Like, don't just leave me sitting here alone. Like, all I'm gonna do is think about it.
All 6'10" of that dude sitting there not having that.
Connor Newt also putting out Robert Saleh says Jeffrey Simmons is dealing with a low back injury. So this is that time where you start as you're, getting into camp and all that, start getting banged up a little bit.
Okay.
Nothing, I don't think it's like the 49ers. Like I was watching last night, the joint practices of the Titans and Niners are supposed to have next week are in jeopardy because the Niners don't have enough players.
Go ahead, Nick. Explain it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, is this the power?
Clay.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Clay. Is this the whole substation thing?
Yes, it is.
It is fantastic. Unfortunately,
they lost. Who broke a finger? You sent me the Niners. Was it the fullback?
Kyle Juszczyk. There we go.
Yep.
They have 20% of their roster that is injured. Like what service are they going to do next week? Like what are they going to do?
Yeah, I mean, if you're Kyle Shanahan, I mean, he's banged up. Like
For the car wreck. You're right. Yeah.
By the way,
Maybe they'll call. I mean, it's only one day, Tuesday, but look,
Can we talk about
next man up.
whatever that comes on at 9? Can we talk about whatever? I forgot what news outlet it was that used the AI picture of Kyle Shanahan.
Oh my God! I mean, now you got to triple check things just to make sure.
But you know which one I'm talking about, yeah.
You got to do all that. That's a great question. I mean, did they call it off? I mean, would they call it off? Surely not, right? You still got guys here, but that's 20. That's quarter of your team preseason. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of guys that are injured.
So Connor has on his Newt's notes for training camp, one of the very last one is Will Levis is still Will Levis in the bad way. Is this just going to result in them cutting him?
Well, then I heard the other day he looked okay.
I mean, but it's up and down. Day. Right, it's up and down. But I mean, if you've signed Mitch Trubisky, you've basically brought him in to be the backup.
Right.
He knows the offense. Nobody, and you try and trade Levis, and everybody's like, "Yeah, we're good."
What do you expect out of Levis this year? Honestly,
nothing.
Exactly.
That's why I'm saying, like, at this, I'm almost to the point where it's like, you know what, just cut bait, and move on.
Camp arm, maybe
Yeah, but you got Hooker for that.
Well, I like to see Trubisky get out there and do some stuff. Look, if you can get a 7th through Levis, great. If you're not, move on. I'm telling you, Chase, if I know you're throwing away your laptop in 2 weeks, it still works.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you $5.
You're going to wait for me to throw it away.
Yeah. So if somebody waits.
Be standing outside my house looking at the trash can with binoculars.
So when you throw it out there, I'm going to take your laptop from him because I know you're getting rid of it. Same way with Will Levis. To him go out and say, I'm one of the top 32 quarterbacks, good for the confidence. What do you want him to say? People are like, how dare him say? What do you want him to say? I suck. I shouldn't be here. Yeah, tell me you're one of the top 32. Maybe get an opportunity again to prove it. Maybe that'll happen for you. But right now, I would just stick Will Levis out there and see what he can do. Play him in the joint practices and then a preseason game. But
I want to see Cam Ward. He's got to play some.
Move on. I don't know with so many joint practices now, how much I need to see Cam Ward in the game. That's my thing. Let him work hard against the Niners, the Seahawks, the Bears, and see what you can do. I think that's the value to me of the joint practices.
I agree with you. Hang on a second.
It's all right, man.
I'm checking some reporting because I'm seeing two different things.
615-737-1025. We'll enter our question of the day, and we're going to talk to Jake Lyman and a punter. What question you have for the punter?
Why Florida? I know he's from Orlando, but he was at Tennessee.
I want to know, Jake, if you're listening, ask him, does it matter when he receives the ball if the laces are down or up? Because I've been told that Morgan Cox can place the ball laces up or you're ready to punt. Does it matter?
I was going to just ask him your question of the day. Does he have any strange superstitions?
I feel like a punter would.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah. I believe he's on his way up.
And then ask him is when a guy breaks through and is running for a touchdown, and the punter's the last line of defense, what's going through his mind?
We can do that.
That'll
Jake,
be good.
should we break or hold it?
So I saw him walking across the field this way. You can probably break.
Okay. We'll step away and then come back. Jake Lyman will be with punter Tommy Townsend from Titans camp. We're at Barlines here. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
Back here on the Chase and Big Joe show, live at Titans training camp. Jake Lyman with you, and we are now joined by Titans punter Tommy Townsend. Tommy, thanks for taking some time. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going good. Appreciate it. It's been a good camp so far and got a beautiful day out here. So, yeah.
Yeah, you're a week into camp now, day 3 in pads. What's the feeling been like as you guys are gearing up? It's hard to believe the first preseason game is only a week away.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, yeah, the first couple weeks, week and a half has absolutely flown by, but you can tell the energy is really ramping up. I mean, guys are starting to fly around, and we're starting to see some really good ball, especially on the special team side.
You were a free agent this offseason. What intrigued you about coming to play here in Tennessee?
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee's always been, I'd probably say, a top 3 team that I've always wanted to play for in the league. Nashville's a great city. Got a ton of friends here from, my friends to come. A lot of great things that are, being built here. So just a lot of things that are really attractive for me to come here.
And you mentioned you started your college career at Tennessee, went back to your home state of Florida, but I'm sure fond memories of your time here in the Volunteer State.
Yeah, I mean, Knoxville was incredible. And, the University of Tennessee was amazing. And, I didn't really want to leave, but, didn't really pan out exactly the way I wanted. It was a little bit different than what I was sold on, but I mean, love my teammates. Like I was saying, I got a ton of friends here in Nashville that, I went into Tennessee with, and yeah, so a lot of great friends, and but ultimately, yeah, went back home to Florida, and loved it, loved Gainesville, and being a Gator, but I talk about this all the time, so I don't know if I can claim Tennessee because I was only there for a year and I redshirted.
So that's the question in the transfer portal era, right? Is like, Is it just the school you graduated from? Is it all the schools? Like, I'm sure Tennessee would be happy to claim you, 2-time Super Bowl champion, right? Like they'd love to say Tommy Townsend, ball for life.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I'm always rooting for Tennessee unless we're playing Florida,
right?
Of course, but yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll leave it up to other people to decide if I could claim them. But I mean, I definitely still got a little bit of love for Tennessee.
We're talking with Tommy Townsend, Titans punter. Tommy, you Bones Fossil as your special teams coordinator. What was the intrigue of coming to play for him? Obviously, has so much experience in this league and is so well regarded around the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say he was actually a huge piece of me wanting to come here. I mean, legendary special teams coach. He loves to run fakes, which, obviously that's every punter's dream to get a couple out there. But I mean, yeah, but also just, the way that I've heard that he's worked with players and treated players, he's been up there in that category also. And I've gotten to experience that just through, the off-season program and in the first couple weeks from, of training camp. He's so encouraging, and he wants his guys to play really well. And he keeps it simple and just lets guys, be able to be free and fly around. And, I absolutely love that.
Do you lobby Coach Fossil for the opportunity to do fakes? Is that something that you're just like, hey, I can run this one?
Yeah, I don't know if he's a guy that I really have to nudge too much about that. I think he kind of has a couple in his back pocket already, but I mean, I'll encourage a little bit for sure. But yeah,
you also were with Mike Borgonzi while he was in Kansas City during your time with the Chiefs. What did you see from him as part of that organization that also maybe made you want to come and join him in what he's building here in Nashville?
Yeah, just the type of guys that they bring around. And I mean, obviously, I wasn't here last year, so I can't speak for the locker room. But it's easy for me to see just being in the last couple months, just the type of guys that he's bringing in. And, it feels very similar to, the locker room we had in Kansas City and just the energy guys bring and the confidence and just wanting to go out there and just let it loose and play ball and play with grit.
We got a couple questions before we wrap up here from our friends back at the studio. Chase and Big Joe love to do a question of the day. And today it is, what is your oddest superstition? Do you have any superstitions before you go out there and play?
Ooh, I wouldn't say it's one in particular, but there's a ton of things like from as soon as I get to the stadium, my process of, putting on my clothes, going out to the field pregame, walking the field, doing drops, stuff like that. But I'm also really weird about like my towel and how like my towel's placed. So I go up to, they usually have like a big bin of like socks, towels, bands, all that stuff. So I'll go up to that and I'll sit there and I'll pick out like 6 different towels. And I'll sit there and like lay them out. And like, I just find the one that fits my eye that I really like. And that's the one that I choose for the game.
I love it.
And then I always rip the tag out of it. So there's usually, I got a towel on.
There we go.
But so this
no tag.
One,
oh, that one does have the tag.
So this one has a tag. This one has like a material tag. So like I have to cut this one out. But when it comes to like pregame, like
Gotcha.
I make
Just
sure,
rip it.
Yeah, make sure those are out.
They also wanted to know laces up, laces down when you receive it. They had heard that Morgan Cox can control that like when it gets to you. Is that just a rumor that we've heard, or is that real? Can he really control it?
Morgan Cox is the Wizard of Nashville. He can do anything he wants with a football. And I'm completely convinced about that.
Last one from me. Joe also wanted to know, when you're the last one in the line of defense, what's going through your mind? Punt returner breaks through your coverage, and you're in line to go make a tackle. What's going through your mind?
I think the first thing that goes through a punter's mind is, oh shoot, but I mean, so I played safety in high school.
Okay,
so I tend to have like a very aggressive mindset, and I learned a couple years ago that it's not a good idea to run up to a returner and throw like your body into him like as hard as you can. It just doesn't work as it did in high school. So it's a little bit more about like now being strategic, and fortunately, like I haven't had too many opportunities where I've had to get after returners, but yeah, just try and get the guy down. That's the most important thing,
I love it. Joe, you wanted to ask one?
Big fan, man. Good to talk to you. Listen, this came up. I'm looking at this, Tommy. In 2021, you played in 16 games. You only punted 37 times. I know you with Mahomes and the Chiefs. I mean, what was that like? I mean, 37 times in a season. That is one of the craziest stats, Tommy, I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was nuts. Honestly, it felt like yeah, we were punting like maybe like 2 or 3 times a game. So it was honestly like a lot of pressure because I knew I had so few opportunities.
Right.
I had to go out there and make the ones count. So it's like go out there, have a punt like maybe early in the first quarter, or maybe another one like late in the second or early in the third. But I always knew that I was going to have a really important punt with maybe 2 to 4 minutes left in the game. So I mean, a lot of it's like mental preparation and just going through my checklists, and that's a big thing I do pregame is I sit there and I walk the field and I work on mental reps and I see the ball flying through the air and a lot of imaging and visualization, and that's something that like really helped me. But yeah, it's really difficult when you have a season that you don't punt a lot, which obviously everybody wants you to punt as few as possible times. But yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, punting that few times, wild.
Tommy, thanks for the time.
Hey, hang on real quick, Jake. Sorry, this is Chase. I got a quick one for you. We're big fans of Dan Mullen here on this show. What was it like? I think you played for him a couple of years at Florida. What was that like?
Yeah, Dan's my guy. Oh my gosh, I love Coach Mullen. Yeah, I mean, just the intensity that he brought, and of course he loves his punters. So I really appreciated that. And I was talking to like one of my I guess Mahmoud Diabate. I was talking to him the other day. We were talking about one time at practice, there was this freshman that came in and he kind of smoked me on one of the punts. And so I was chirping him a little bit, and Coach Mullen, like he talked back to me, and Coach Mullen got up in him and he was on him. So I was like, all right, like I love Coach Mullen now, like absolutely love him. He's my guy. He's, standing up for me. And there was also one time that he let me miss a workout or two to go play in his charity golf tournament. So shout out Coach Mullen. I love it.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, one more time before we go. And Jake, the guy with you out there, all the great questions. Chase and I, we're pretty done. So listen, I always ask this for people. Where are your Super Bowl rings right now?
Oh, that's a secret. I can't reveal that.
Okay, I like that.
Because, Tommy, if I had Super Bowl rings, I would wear one around my neck with a chain, and I would wear the other one, and everything I would do would be like, look at my ring, look at my ring. I'm fascinated by these rings. I've seen those rings that you have for the Chiefs, and they're massively big.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I still got a couple more fingers that, we got some room. So, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if we got one here.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Thanks, man.
Tommy, thanks for the time. Appreciate it. Good luck the rest of the season. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much. Appreciate
Chase and Big Joe, back to you guys.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Tommy. That was great stuff.
Didn't mean to hijack, but
no, but I'm glad we can jump in on some of these because
Jake has the good. Jake's the Barbara Walters. He has the good questions, and you throw to the two boneheads.
Well, and I love what he said about Dan Mullen because we do. I think we have, especially post Florida, and we saw him last year at UNLV.
Yeah, right.
Obviously, Dr. Crane has fond memories from Mississippi State. Like, we love Dan Mullen.
You talk about people living their best lives right now. Dan Mullen's living his best
100%.
life.
And I think he is – now, he's going to be mentioned for jobs. Like, if they continue to do well out there.
Right, yeah.
We know how this is. It's cyclical. So, it'll come back around that, hey, like if I'll tell you one job right now. If it opened up, Dan Mullen might be one of the first names mentioned for it.
Where?
South Carolina. I know.
Let me tell you, Brad Scott couldn't win there. Lou Holtz didn't win there. Steve Spurrier only went to one SEC championship game there. Muschamp didn't win there.
I know.
I
know, but does that not make sense? It'd be the third time they've hired the ex-Florida coach. So.
It would be, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't know. But be honest, we saw him.
I think he's happy. I think the pressure isn't as much there.
Right.
You're playing in a beautiful NFL stadium. You're in Las Vegas.
Did they go Pac-12?
I think so. Is that right, Dr. Crane? Did they?
UNLV?
Yeah.
Yes. They were part of that, I think, extension or new expansion of Pac-12.
All right. Well, they're going to get back into it. So, yeah, I mean, now you're at another level with that program. I'm telling you, it just the atmosphere. There's a lot of fans at that game that day. They're playing Air Force.
I mean, he went 10-4 in his first season. It's pretty good.
Yep. And then you got to think about it. Guys plucking your team left and right. It's a great thing. So
they're still in the Mountain West, I think.
I think they're part of the expansion of the Pac-12 in I think 28. I think. I have to go back and look.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
So good for him. I mean, that's great. That's funny that he let Townsend take off a day to go to his charity golf tournament. that normally does not happen, but good for him, man.
We'll have more coming up next here from Barlines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, the game here on this Thursday. Fun times with Tommy Townsend. Really appreciate the Titans for serving him up. I totally forgot he played that 1 year at Tennessee, and I had to hold back my laughter when he said that didn't exactly go the way we had planned.
Yeah, so
I mean, I think anybody in the Butch Jones era would say that.
Was he redshirted? That's what he said.
Yeah.
So he didn't play any up there. That was going on. I mean, he didn't fare much better at Florida. Wasn't like they were gangbusters there. That's fine. I mean, then he, now he's in the NFL doing well. Then it's
two-time Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, he like I said, he punted 37 times in 2021. He punted 74 for the Texans in 24. So you go from you can see that's a prime example and stat why Kansas City was winning games and the Texans were just barely getting to the playoffs. And
in Kansas City, has the luxury or had the luxury that, okay, we don't want to pay top dollar for a punter because we're not going to use him a lot. So we can let him move on and bring in another guy.
Yeah, that's perfect, right? It's perfect what they do there. So good for him. He's landed. And look, it always, when we had Fisher on the show talking about Saleh and the new staff and Gus Bradley, who's the first thing Fisher said, the main thing that Saleh should have kept and he did?
Bones Fossil.
Being big time.
Well, and we talked about it and I even think Borgonzi said before the interview process that, we're going to highly encourage whoever the coach is to talk to Bones.
Right.
But, like, I made the joke of you sit down with all the interviews, like, by the way, before we get started, this is Bones Fossil. He'll be your special teams coordinator.
Right. Well, there was a scene in a game last year where I don't know if it might have been Callahan or McCoy was confused, and you see the videos. Fossil walks over and is explaining because you see he's motioning his hand out like, here's what we need to do, or here's what's going on. This is why they're doing this. This is why they're doing that. And I was like, dude, that is a head coach as an assistant coach who doesn't want to be a head coach. Because Fisher brought that up like, he doesn't want to be a head coach. He likes what he's doing. Good for him. That's perfect.
Yeah. I think he's going to be I think he's going to fit this staff with Saleh, Dable, and then Gus Bradley. I mean, you got 4 former head coaches that are on the coaching staff. I mean, an interim for Fossil, but they have that kind of experience, that game management experience. So I think that certainly can help things. So kind of looking through what all came from practice today, it looks like Robert Saleh was talking about John Franklin Myers dealing with the back injury, not Jeffrey Simmons. So Turron Davenport put out there, John Franklin Myers is dealing with a lower back injury, and Alec Iomanner is dealing with a shoulder per Robert Saleh.
It happens. I mean, it's early on in camp. I mean, the phrase that I'm glad I don't hear, he was carted off.
Yeah. Dan Moore returned. He was in first team period. Delaney Walker was in the house today. That's cool to see. TD says linebackers and running backs worked pass rush pro during individual. Tajay Spears looked good. Alante Taylor had a pass breakup on a jump ball. Cam Ward to Carnell Tate in the low red zone. James Williams Sr. had a forced fumble. Iomanner from Ward in the low red zone went up and grabbed it over Alante Taylor and talked his trash after it. I love trash talk. You got to have that. Did you talk a lot of trash?
No, I was out of breath most of the time. I wanted to slaughter Jimbo Fisher many times, but I didn't. But no, there are guys that chirp all the time. Usually those are the guys that put them on their butt later on. But
I cannot wait to see Carnell Tate in the game in a preseason or even joint practices. But he's making all these great plays right now, which is fun.
No problem with it.
But doesn't,
right?
In the grand scheme of things, show me in the game. But
show me against the Jets.
Some of the plays he's making in practice, can he do that, in one of these preseason games and then, like you said, against the Jets?
I just got to see that. I mean, look, I get it. They had a great catch in preseason the other day at 65-yarder. I love all that. That's fantastic. But, man, how many times I cannot tell you that I saw training camp heroes that nothing happened in a regular season game. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's not going to happen or is going to happen. Just that's great. I need to see week 1 versus the Jets. I need to see that game. That game is so massively important to this franchise. to do that. But in the meantime, you got a whole month to get better, work at it, and then see what you can do. I don't look too much into the joint practice as far as work go. That's good work that they get. But if they lose all preseason games, I don't care. Just when you come out high noon, September the 13th, bring it, man.
By the way, speaking of Carnell Tate, he is going to join DVD this afternoon at 5. They conducted a post-practice interview with him.
Nice.
So you have the greatest Titans wide receiver of all time, Derek Mason, talking to potentially the future at that position.
Yeah, I love it, man. Cool. If I'm Carnell Tate, I would soak up every second Derek Mason would tell me. Every second of everything, of situations, routes, people, preparation. I mean, why would you not? If Howie Long came to me and I was with the Raiders and he was retired and said, "Hey, dude, yes, sir, Mr. Long, just write everything down," because there is a success there that Derek Mason probably tell Carnell Tate, do this instead of doing that and everything else. And so Carnell Tate would be a fool not to listen to Derek Mason.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think you just kind of sparked a question. Maybe we do this in the 1 o'clock hour.
Okay.
If you could get advice, let's say you're playing a sport. If you could get advice from one former athlete, who would it be?
Okay.
For that, for that position or that sport or whatever. Well, let's talk about that in the 1 o'clock. I think that could be fun.
Yeah, that's. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the text line and it now it just popped up for me. It's working. Yeah, I mean, I don't. There's a lot of people I would, but again, it's advice as a player.
Yeah,
or advice in the world now.
As a player.
Let me
rephrase it like this: if you're a player in the NFL today. I see security's not doing their job today.
All right. Did you cut your talons? Good. You got shoes on.
If you're a player in the NFL today, who would be somebody to get advice from that used to play?
So at my position.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like Carnell Tate talking to Derek Mason.
Well,
I think is invaluable.
I mean, Howie Long to me is just
sure.
That was my guy. I wore the 75 number. I tried to patent a swim and bull rush technique like him. I didn't come close, but he's the one about I love Howie, man. Love me some Howie Long. That'd probably be it for me. That's the one guy.
615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line. Driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Chase and Big Joe live from the Omni Nashville Hotel, which is the proud sponsor of this here program. And our training camp coverage is presented by Twin Peaks, Farming Tractor and Equipment, and Tri-State Water, Power, and Air. And we appreciate them for being on board. We'll have more in hour number 2 next. Chase and Big Joe on 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, chasing Big Joe on 102.5 The Game on this Thursday at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Barlines, and appreciate the Omni for having us as always. So Dylan in Antioch said on the text line, driven by WilsonCountyHoney.com, come on, Joe, you know that he's seen 0 seconds of Derek Mason film.
It's probably right.
These kids today don't watch old NFL players. Yeah, he probably is right. But I will say, and I know this to be true, that, some of the PR guys over at the Titans, like Dwight Spradlin, who's been there forever, make it a point to say, hey, this is Derek Mason, and give him a little bit of a resume so he knows.
Good. They should. I mean, history's good.
If I'm Brian Dable and I see Tarnell Tate talking to Derek Mason,
yeah,
I'm probably going to go over there and say, hey, you pick this guy's brain.
You know who I would love to have speak to the team?
Who?
Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah.
If he is as humble as he says he is or claims to be, and he's not the absolute jackass he was here in 05, 06, and 07, and he's humbled, I'd have him go speak to every team.
I would too. You know who a prime example of that is he's been on the show with us before, Ryan Leaf. Like you get and he I think he's done that. Like he's gone and talked to quarterbacks and teams and stuff of, hey, don't do like I did. Don't squander this opportunity. And guys are going to. You're going to have some that don't listen. And that's,
But if you just get one guy to listen, I mean, and my disdain for Pac-Man, it'll be hard for me to, because he was just that 3-year period, man. When I was working in news, it was almost every day there was a phone call.
Yeah, there was something.
When he spit on some girl down in Murfreesboro, I had to go down there at 4:00 in the morning and do a TV hit because he did that and get the police report, and then just on and on and on. And somebody told me one time that if everything came to light that Pac-Man Jones did, it would absolutely blow your mind.
Yeah.
Things he did not call it doing. I'm not going to say what they were because obviously I wasn't there, and it's not fair to say that because this was told secondhand, and I was told several instances what went on with him, and then just awful. And it's just he had so much talent. And I'm sure, I'd love to talk to Jeff Fisher one day about that. Like,
oh, yeah.
Give us the whole A to Z on this guy.
Well,
and it was terrible.
We've been lucky enough to get some of that, off the air. But, you look at this new Netflix special that's coming out on Vince Young, an Untold, and it's called like the something of Vince Young. I forget what it is, but the testimony of Vince Young. And there's a clip of his wife talking about how would you like to start a new job where your boss already hates you, and
she
shows Fisher,
right?
But I will find. I'm going to watch it because obviously we know a lot of this side, and I've been lucky enough to have conversations about Vince with the GM and the head coach,
right?
So I'll be curious to see how he tries to portray all this.
So was it VY? And I go back to that draft in 06 when Houston's got the number 1 pick. I know they had David Carr there, but here's a guy that was a state legend. He's from Houston, and they passed on him. Yep. Mario Williams at NC State. Then Reggie Bush goes number 2 to New Orleans.
Yep.
Number 3, you get the old VY's my guy, and he just didn't fit what they wanted to do here, and they tried to fit him into things, and it just didn't work. I've heard anything about work ethic and about, problems or animosity amongst the coaches. And I've heard, because I was in the middle of all that. We all were.
I blame one person for Vince Young not working out.
I blame Vince Young.
Fair.
Okay.
But I put it on the shoulders of somebody else, Bud Adams. Because there were 2 things that could have been different. One, the VY is my guy, which I guess McLean deserves. But the VY is my guy, put a ton of pressure on him. And then not having the guy that had been a big brother, father figure to him. And I understand they would have had to work the contract out. But locking Steve out of the building and not having Steve be a part of it.
You blame that for Vince's inadequacies on the field and in personal and private?
Part of it. Not the whole thing.
Right.
But I think it certainly contributed. You can't tell me that if they had taken, everything plays out like it did, but he's got Steve McNair as his teammate, that wouldn't have changed some things.
I don't know.
We'll never know.
But
I believe that it would have.
Yeah, I mean, just reports of Vince's work ethic with the Titans is a lot of people talk about that. Again, we don't know when we're there. I just hear people talking about it, and there were flashes how brilliant he was. One of my all-time just jaw-dropping plays was him winning the overtime game versus the Houston Texans in 2006, and just the run. I'm like, nobody, Usain Bolt could not have caught Vince Young on that run.
No.
And you saw flashes like this guy's really – so somewhere along the line, something happened. Something that did not adapt the offense to him. I don't know. I mean, Heimerdinger comes in here. I don't know what happened and why it didn't work. I don't know. But
I think Norm Chow didn't jive because that was a different offense.
Well, I mean, they went 8-8 in 06. They made the playoffs in 07. They did all that stuff. I don't know. I always thought Vince, man, it's like the Tebow thing. It's like, get him on the field, give him the ball. I mean, if Tebow would have switched to a fullback or a tight end or just something to run Wildcats, you couldn't tackle him. And you sure as hell couldn't tackle Vince Young.
No.
So to go on and say your coach already hated you, that's just an excuse, man. And I know there's a clip.
I don't buy that.
Right. And there's a clip with Vince saying, kind of pushing that narrative forward and whatever. I mean, it's revisionist history for some is the best
and
history.
You want people to watch, so you're going to try and make the trailer look,
And Fisher's comment, I think that might be taken out of context because the
100%.
way I don't think what's the clip he says
there were some weaknesses.
Yeah. I don't think I'm not sure Fisher I got to see the whole thing. I'm not sure he would call out that way, but I mean that was the thing is that all the Vince stuff that came. I mean, he was so talented in every which way. And then bringing Kerry Collins in at the end of 06 training camp because you weren't confident in
Volek
bounced and the Vince and everything. So it was a weird time, but they were winning games.
Well, and I think Jeff and Floyd probably looked at it the same way they looked at McNair of, hey, we don't want to play this guy right away. Let's give him time, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, I know they had some pressure from above.
Yeah. I mean, there was some, so if you go like the 03 draft, Andre Woolfolk was terrible. 4, you had second round pick. You didn't have a first rounder. 5, you get.
Was that Andre Dyson?
Or he was 01.
Was he 01?
Yeah.
Okay.
04 might have been Ben Troop.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And then 5, you got Pac-Man. You had a good defense. And then 6, you had Vince, but you had Vandenbosch, Thornton, Keith Bullock is always the constant, just the badass of this football team that was there for so long. And 7, Michael Griffin, 8, Chris Johnson. So they had some nice drafts that were going forward there, but it comes down to the quarterback part of that. Do you remember in 2008 they started 10-0? They were rolling. Who was the team that beat them? Remember?
The Jets.
Brett
Favre.
Favre. Yeah. The next day, Brett Favre went deer hunting. I'll never forget because we did an interview with Brett Favre. He's like, boys, got to go. I'm doing deer hunting in Mississippi. Season opens tomorrow. Gone. It's like, this is odd.
Because they started the year off against Jacksonville.
Right.
That was when Vince got benched. Kerry comes in, wins the game. And
was that the night they couldn't find Vince, right?
Because I don't think that was the shoulder pads in the stands.
No, that was 2010 versus the Redskins.
So they couldn't find. That's right. He disappeared. They couldn't find him.
Yep.
So they made Kerry the starter.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I was at Channel 2, got video of all the police at the headquarters, and Channel 2 camera guy got picture of Fisher talking because they had no idea where he was.
Yeah,
and it was just a bizarre 36, 48 hours that was going on. Crazy.
So Collins becomes the starter. I forgot who they played week 2.
The Houston, maybe? I don't remember. But they started rolling, went 10-0, and Chris Johnson was the talk of the league.
He was the rookie. He was a rookie. So I'm trying. Let's see. Cincinnati. They go to Cincinnati, win that game 24-7. Come back here, beat Houston, Minnesota, and then win at Baltimore. And then they have the bye week in week 6. Come back after the bye, beat Kansas City at Kansas City, Indy here. They beat Green Bay in overtime here to win. They go to Chicago, win that game by a touchdown.
What was the Baltimore score? 13-10.
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I remember that's when Bullock.
I mean, some of these games were close. They beat Jacksonville 17-10.
Yeah.
13-10 for Baltimore.
Well, the Baltimore game was Derek Mason and Finnegan just yapping the entire game.
Yep.
And then a big brawl on the sidelines. Vandy Bosch played his tail off. Albert played him. That was a brutally physical football game in 2008.
They beat the Colts on Monday night, 31-21. Like I said, overtime against Green Bay. They go to Chicago, beat the Bears to go 9-0, and then at Jacksonville, 24-14 made them 10-0. They come back here November 23rd at 10-0. They lose 34-13 to Favre and the Jets. Go to Detroit, win that game on Thanksgiving. That was the year Detroit was just terrible.
Yeah, they were 0-whatever.
0-16, yeah. So they
Dave Ball played his butt off that game.
So they win that game on Thanksgiving. Come back here. I was at that game. Beat Cleveland 21-9 to clinch the division. They go to Houston, lose. They lose 13-12
because he didn't let Baronis kick a field goal.
That's right.
They were been like a 55-yarder, and we were like, what's going on? Because you just hit the 60-yarder 2 years earlier, beat the Colts.
And then they beat Pittsburgh here 31-14. Was that the towel stomp with Lindell?
We were all right behind the bench when they did that.
And then lose to the Colts at Indy 23-0, but I don't think they played anybody.
They didn't.
And then obviously lose to Baltimore.
That was crazy because we had already made plans to go to Tampa. So blame us at Channel 2 for not getting that.
Everybody was. I mean, that was
because they beat the Steelers. They're probably going to play the Steelers the next week because the Steelers had won. Steelers won the Super Bowl that year.
Was that the best team or 2000?
2000 was.
Yeah.
By far. 2000 was great.
Yeah.
But you got to win the big ones, and they did not win the big ones.
Lose 13-10 to Baltimore. And ironically, that was the final score of the first meeting.
The hell of a game.
It's the other way around.
I told you. I've told the story. I told this to Derek when that Flacco threw a bomb down the right side. We're like, God, don't be Derek Mason. And next thing you know,
48-yard pass.
Mason pops up doing an incredible Michael Jackson imitation in the end zone. And we're like, oh, man. Because, look.
That was the last touchdown of that game.
Here's your guy coming home, and the one guy you do not want to score against you was Derek Mason. It was a hell of a throw and a hell of a catch. And Finnegan had hell of a coverage down the field.
Yeah.
But Derek just got position and made the catch.
Matt Stover hits a 43-yard field goal with 53 seconds left to seal it.
Yep. That was one. And then the next year they started out 0-6.
Yep.
And it was like, oh, okay. Then they replaced Kerry with Vince. And then you go to 2010. And we had this talk before. Who was the quarterback of the Redskins when Vince threw his shoulder pads in the stands?
Donovan McNabb.
That's right. Donovan McNabb. That's the rusty game, with throwing the Randy Moss down the field. And then after the game, we all go in the locker. I'll never forget Michael Griffin talking to Vince Young in the hallway underneath the stadium. And Vince just, get out of my way. Don't talk to me. Took off running out. And it was just, then the story came back out of he threw the shoulder pads. Then it came out as like, no, I was handing the shoulder pads to Don McLaughlin's wife and his kids. And you saw the video. I mean, we'd never seen a meltdown like that in professional football.
Oh.
Had never seen that. Your guy, quarterback, first-round draft choice, throws his shoulder pads in the stands and then takes off running. It was a bizarre post game and a crazy week after that.
And then he ends up going. So 2010.
The 2010 team was pretty good.
Yeah,
they weren't bad.
So was Kerry the starter all of 2009, or did Vince take over?
Vince took over like the 6th or 7th week.
That's right. And
then,
and then going into 2010, that was just you get Moss.
I think, if I look this correctly, I think the double bird game was when Vince came back to start.
Yeah,
they were. If that's the
Buffalo,
Bills,
right?
Yep. So that's we're going to get this when this Nissan Stadium shuts down, the old one. We'll get into this about what went on and everything and moments that happened, and the Bud's double bird is something. So, all right, they had already gone 2-6, and they because they went 0-6, and then they had the bye week. They came back and they just started winning games left and right. And that was the third game, November 15th, when they won and this rolled through. But it was still there were chances that year they had a really good team. Or 2010 was the team. 2009 was the season of the double bird.
Was Mawai hurt in that game against Baltimore
In
the playoffs?
I don't remember.
I think he was.
I don't
4138 says Titans lost that game against Baltimore because Mawai was hurt and Leroy Harris was the backup center, not good. I think I do remember that. I think he got hurt. And Leroy goes in, and then obviously Chris Johnson, they took him out of the game.
Yeah, smart. I would too. Whole thing, take him out of the game.
Well, there you go. Some memory lane with.
Well, that's the thing. What's the stadium into the season? We'll talk about moments at Nissan State. Obviously, the Music City Miracle is going to come up. There are a few other plays. I'm looking at that 09 season when Vince had to drive down the field to beat the Cardinals on the last play of the game. That was a crazy moment at Nissan Stadium. 2017, Mariota to Corey Davis. Was that an overtime game? I remember Derrick Henry had a pass in the game for a touchdown. I mean, there's some moments that will come up that you've forgotten about at Nissan Stadium that will stand out in such vivid ways. You're like, how did I ever forget that?
Coming up next, a former Titan got Titans fans all bothered yesterday. We'll get Joe's thoughts on this coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Chase and Big Joe on 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday at the Omni Nashville Hotel. The Nashville Sounds back in action tonight as they take on the Memphis Redbirds. First pitch at 6:45 down in Memphis.
Oh, come on now. Don't do this to me. Man, that game was at Auto Park Field, Auto Park Zone down in Memphis. Auto Zone, somewhere down there. For my Cadillacs, I go with spark plugs for Sunny Red. You just trail out at the end there and works every time.
You can hear it on 94.9 The Fan. It's presented by Twin Peaks Family Leisure, Maple Street Biscuit Company, and Social Cantina. So check that out.
I'd like to read it again like that. Read it like Charo.
So Derrick Henry made a little news yesterday, and I think maybe his comments were taken out of context, so to speak. At least he thinks they were. But he was talking to Kay Adams, and this is what he said.
I look out here, and I'm seeing these beautiful trees and this like lodge atmosphere. It looks like a nice place to retire. Looks like a nice place when you are ready to end.
What other place would it be better to retire than a castle?
I just want to hear that this is where you like saw. You came and you saw this place and you go, this is where I see myself for the rest.
So this is when I'm done playing, I wanted to be done playing here. So when I hang it up,
yeah,
Baltimore will be last place I want to be.
You got to get a ring first. You got to accept a compliment first, because the Canton's not going to the Canton's going to knock on this man's door and he's not going to answer. He's going to be like, nah, don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. Like we got to work on that. Those are reps you can do with me.
That's what I'm saying. I got to keep working. What you told me.
You're really like a terrible running back. Bottom tier. Just get to work. We'll be back. Thank you. Thanks, Derek.
That basically gives us the gist of it. And look, I like Kay Adams a lot.
That was
absolutely
terrible.
She totally led him down this road. And so Titans fans and others were like, retires a Raven and all this stuff. I think what he meant was he doesn't want to go play anywhere else.
That's all I took from it.
Yeah, that he's like, hey, I signed with Baltimore. Whenever I'm done playing, I'll finish here.
Right.
And look, then does he come back here and do the one-day contract and retire as a Titan? I don't know.
But I'm with you. And look, I'm a pretty bad interviewer. I know I suck at this job, and I just like to have fun. But that was Joe Dubin.
That was me.
That was Joe Dubin level awfulness. What a dumb question.
So my thing is he left, and he left because this team was not in a position to compete for championships, and at that point in his career, that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah, they won 6 games in 2 years.
Right. I think the Titans knew it was time to part ways and let him go chase a ring. I think it hurt that it was Baltimore just because of the history between the two franchises. I think Derek thinks fine. I'm not speaking for him, but from what I have heard and can gather, he loved his time with the Titans, and there will be time when his career is done for him to be honored by the Titans and for him to thank
he's
these
not even
fans.
thinking about that. That's years down the road. Let me ask you this. He's
like
on this team the last 2 years. How many games they win?
The Titans?
Yeah, how many more games they win if Derrick Henry's on the last 2 years on this football team? How many more games they win? If you
that's a great question.
I say 0. They're terrible.
Yeah.
And you know that he's the only guy. Put 9 guys in the box.
I think even with a bad offensive line,
there's a lot of plays.
They might have won 8 games in the last 2 years instead of 6.
So you're saying a game a year?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
There's a lot of games Derrick Henry gets hit in the backfield.
Yeah.
He might have the record for getting hit in the backfield by most.
Oh, we used to bet it all the time on DraftKings of
Did you?
Oh yeah, it was easy. It was free money because the Derrick Henry's first carry would be for a loss,
right,
or less than a yard, or
yes,
something.
Yes, yes.
You take it every time.
Yeah, it was awful like that. But that we go back to that 2019 team, that 2019 offensive line, just mauled people.
Yeah,
and Derrick had his way with people. There was other games, but still.
I need to go through and find this clip because it'd be fun to play it again. But I want to say it was 2016, 2017, somewhere in there, when Derek was with the Titans, but it was early. And, people were, you still had DeMarco Murray, and people were kind of like, man, is this going to translate to the NFL? And Nick Saban came and sat down at our table at SEC Media Days.
Right.
And was asked about Derrick Henry. And he said, look, I learned, when he was a freshman, we had another running back, and I forgot who it was. And I was trying to run both of them.
Who was that in 2013?
And he goes, I realized pretty quickly, and the coaches realized, that Derrick's the type of back that you just got to keep feeding him the football. And if you keep feeding him the football, he's going to get better as the game goes along. And he goes, so my advice to the Titans and their coaches is keep feeding Derrick the football. Make Derrick the running back and just keep feeding him the ball, and you're going to see good things. And ultimately, that's what they ended up doing.
TJ Yeldon.
Was it TJ Yeldon?
Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah, that's right. And it ended up playing that with Henry getting it done. But look, if you don't have 5 guys blocking for you up front, I don't care how good you are. You're not going to get through that. That's why I still consider Walter Payton the greatest running back of all time, because those Bears teams in the late 70s, their offensive line was awful. And Walter Payton was running over people left and right. Once they got a good offensive line in the early 80s and got a complementary of good players around Walter Payton, Willie Gault, and Jim McMahon, and other good things that went off the Bears, he became an even better running back. But Derrick Henry is nowhere near what Walter Payton was. And he's a great running back. But Derrick, when he has a good offensive line, will just shove the ball down your face. And I love that. But
Baltimore's got some things to prove. I mean, they
won a Super Bowl.
Like, I think there are 2 teams specifically this year that they fired the coach because they thought the coach couldn't get them over the hump.
Right.
And that's Baltimore and Buffalo. And it's kind of like, okay, if you thought the coach was the problem, then prove it.
Mm-hmm.
And, Buffalo, I think, is in a better position to do that than Baltimore is. But I mean, look, Derrick's still got a lot in the tank, and I would love to see him get a ring. But I don't think he's going to.
Ooh. What'd you tell Kay Adams that?
Well, again, I like Kay, but that was pretty cringy.
It was. Get a lodge atmosphere here. I was like, what? Where are we going with this?
Yeah.
It's training camp.
By the way, kudos to Connor Newt for posting this on our 102.5 The Game Twitter page and probably Instagram as well. But D-Mace and Carnell Tate, the Titans wide receiver legend, and D-Mace, and then the future and Carnell Tate.
Wait, hold on. Carnell Tate's a big dude here.
Yeah.
Because our guy's pretty cut and ripped.
Yeah. I mean, Derrick looks better now than he did as a player.
He does. I told him that the other day. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Look at Carl. Yeah. Good. I'm excited.
I love that D-Base doesn't smile. He's still got the game face for him.
He does. I asked him one time, I said, are you forever going to think yourself as a late round draft choice in the NFL? He's like, for the rest of my life. Yep. I'm like, man, that's awesome.
Yep.
That's Brady-esque motivational attitude. And I told Tim House about the question about Heath Evans about Tom Brady's like, Tom Brady treated every practice like it was a Super Bowl. And I've heard about Derek Mason, like, who goes to practice, treated every practice like it was the Super Bowl. I mean, that's the difference with these guys, man. They just hate to lose. Give me those guys all day long, man.
100%. 615-737.
Sometimes I want you to say 97%.
Okay, I can do that.
It's better.
Hey, join us here on 102.5 The Game, the Arena Crown Championship game, the Nashville Cats, Albany Firebirds, F&M Bank Arena this Saturday. Kickoff at 3, pregame at 2:30 here on 102.5 The Game. Jake Lyman and Nick Frazier, Dr. Crane will be on the call, and you can listen here on 102.5 The Game. You and I will be on the TV broadcast on Vice TV, so looking forward to that as the Cats look to get a championship.
Ooh. Can't wait,
in a rematch from last year against Albany, which I think is going to be a fun one, faux show. And how about this? Let's give away a 4-pack of tickets to see the Cats take on Albany in the Arena Crown Championship at F&M Bank Arena this Saturday. Caller number 5, 615-737-1025. You can go to the game and come and say hi to us.
Yeah,
which would be great.
We'd love to see you. We love you.
We love our fans, that's for sure. Well, more coming from the Omni. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Here on this Thursday, Omni Nashville Hotel, proud sponsor of this show. Dr. Crane bringing it today with the music. It's good stuff right there. 3337, did D. Mace retire a Raven? Yes, he did. I believe that is correct.
Did he?
I think so.
Did he go for the Houston and the Jets too on his farewell tour?
He did, but he went back.
That's right, because John Harbaugh was at the press conference.
Yeah, he did. And I mean, technically McNair did too.
Did he have one up there?
Uh-huh.
I don't remember. I do remember when McNair had the Ravens playoff party at Limelight in January of 2009. People were furious.
Yeah. No.
Like, you pay me
what is that?
$20,000 to show up at a party for another team? Hey man, your money talks.
Hey,
brother.
it's like at Orgeron. Which door you want me?
Oh yeah, right.
What time you want me there? I mean, here's the thing. Like if Derrick Henry, when he does retire, doesn't do anything with the Titans around his retirement, similar to D-May, similar to McNair, that should be pretty telling.
Yeah, but don't hate me. I don't care.
I know, but but the fans do.
He's gone, and good for him. Wasn't going to work out here, and the fact that people are still telling me, "Oh, they should have kept him." No, they shouldn't have kept him.
It was the right move.
It's a bad football team you saw, but your record is what your record is.
Now, I think where hindsight being 2020, where they messed up was they didn't trade him and get something for him. They just let him walk.
Right, let's talk about that. You trade him in London. Was that the 4th game of the season?
I don't remember.
I think it was.
So that would have been what? What year was that? 23?
Yeah. So you trade Derrick Henry 4th week of the season. What are you telling me?
You're giving up.
You're done.
Yeah.
You are done with the season.
But if you do it at the deadline, then
a little different. Yeah.
That's a little different. Who'd they play in London? I don't remember.
Ravens.
Baltimore. Yeah. Okay. So that was the sixth game of the season.
Okay. All right.
So then you go into the bye week. I think the trade deadline was like the 8th week, something like that.
Because the unknown.
Yeah, because
Derrick Henry was going to be gone. Tannehill was not playing well. You had Levis. There are all these questions that weren't there before.
They were 3-4.
Yeah, the team just wasn't. Ugh. So were they 3-3 going into London?
No, they were 2-3.
Oh, okay.
And then they were 2-4 out of the bye. They beat Atlanta. That was Levis's first game, I think. Atlanta.
We watched it in a bar in Key West.
No, we didn't.
Did we not? What did we watch?
Oh, I was at the game.
We watched that awful Washington game. God.
Mariota, right?
It was.
I think it was Mariota.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that was
that was 24.
Yeah, that was the next year.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, but yeah, no, Atlanta. They beat Atlanta. Was that?
That was him and DeAndre Hopkins on the same page that day.
Yeah, that's right. Because he had 4 touchdowns.
So the first game of 23 was a game against the Saints in New Orleans. If they should have won,
yes,
there's some crappy call that went
with
against
Tannehill.
them.
Yep, that's right.
They should have won that game. They got
Tannehill
a crappy
played
call.
Tannehill played like, you know what?
Did they come back week 2 versus the Chargers?
They beat the Chargers in overtime. Go up to Cleveland and lose 27-3. They beat the Bengals 27-3.
So you're 2-2.
I think that was when Jeffrey Simmons caught a touchdown or something. Was that from Derrick? Like it was like Derrick Henry to Jeffrey Simmons or something?
Was that it? Maybe it was.
It was against the Bengals.
Right.
But I think Burrow was hurt or wasn't 100% or something.
How'd the Browns beat them 27-3?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Who's the quarterback? Deshaun Watson.
Wow.
Yeah. Amari Cooper had a 43-yard pass. Yeah, that was it. And then they lose at Pittsburgh on a Thursday night, at Tampa, at Jacksonville, finally beat Carolina here after Thanksgiving, lose in overtime to Indy.
That Tampa game was brutal.
Come back on a Monday night, beat Miami. We were there in Miami.
Yeah.
Lose in overtime the next week to Houston. Lose to Seattle by 3, get throttled at Houston, and then beat Jacksonville to end the season.
Remember we were at the Miami game, how loud the locker room was?
Oh, yeah.
Because Vrabel was in his post-game press conference. It was so loud that the Titans PR had to go in and kind of shush the locker room like, hey, we can't hear you in here. It was crazy.
So you look at that season. If you win New Orleans, you're 1-0. Beat the Chargers, you're 2-0.
Uh-huh.
Maybe things go different in Cleveland, but then you beat Cincinnati. You've won 3 of your first 4.
Yep. What was the 5th game?
Indy. At Indy, they lost 23-16. But that was a weird game.
Yep.
But that was a close. See, the thing was these games were close. The losses were close,
Right.
except for a few. But you get a couple of those close games, like even at Pittsburgh, lost 20-16. Then Tampa, the wheels fell off. Jacksonville, the
What was
wheels
the Tampa
fell off.
score?
20-6.
Oh, it was worse than that. That was terrible.
Was that Baker?
I don't remember.
23. I think that was Baker's first year there. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the quarterback. Because Rashad White had a 43-yard touchdown. Mike Evans had a 22-yarder. So,
That's
revisionist history.
Well, it's fun to play. And then, the last game versus the Jags when everybody knew that Henry was gone and the crowd was crazy that day. And the Jags were fighting for a playoff spot and the Titans beat the snot out of them over there.
Yep. 615-737-1025. Well, more coming here from the Omni Nashville Hotel. Chase and Big Joe, 1025 the game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Thursday. Hanging out here at the Barlines at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
We got football tonight, people.
Turron Davenport will join here in a few minutes. I know we do. I'm going to watch a little bit of it just to kind of wet the whistle.
Commanders signed Stephon Diggs.
Yep. So
Okay.
Stephon Diggs going to, and it looks like Aaron Donald has worked out for the Rams and will probably come back. I know you don't like lists, but I think you'll like this one.
I love lists, especially they're from Mike Sando.
This is from Ryan McGee. And you like Ryan McGee. Ranking college football's greatest supervillains of all time.
Of all time?
Of all time.
Number one has to be Steve Spurrier.
Number one is Steve
Is it really?
Spurrier, the head ball coach.
He infuriated Florida State fans. He infuriated Alabama fans. And he especially infuriated fans of the University of Tennessee.
This is what Ryan wrote. The head ball coach walked so the lane train could run. If you're a young college football fan, then the Spurrier you know is the folksy grandpa telling jokes at celebrity golf tournaments and touchdown club meetings. But back in the day, the HBC was the visor, a hat-slinging, trash-talking, strut-walking winning machine who tossed the ball all over the yard as both a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback and a national championship winning coach. And after humiliating you on the field, he would pour verbal salt into your wounds.
That's it. That's
That
a
is
great.
so well written.
So that means one of the top five's got to be Lane Kiffin. If he said he cleared the way for Lane.
Number two
Lane Kiffin.
is Lane Kiffin.
All right.
The Lane train.
Yes, it's Switzer's got to be on this list
Let's see.
because they in the 70s, 80s, they all hated Switzer in Oklahoma.
He is not. I
No?
think he has a theme that he's going with this by looking at some of this. Number three, though, is a newer one, but I can get with it.
Johnny Manziel,
Yep.
super villain,
He wasn't. I mean, if you weren't an A&M fan, you didn't like him very much.
maybe dumbass at the time, and he's admitted that he was that way
Yeah.
at the time. I think super villain. Man, that's a good one. Like Bob. Is Bosworth on the list?
Number four.
That's a super villain.
Yep.
Right? He pissed off. The teams hated him. The NCAA hated him. Everybody hated him, and he didn't care. So, yeah, I mean, I could see Manziel in there, but Bosworth was another. But we look, that's when I was playing. We loved Bosworth.
Yeah.
Every player I knew in college at the time, we loved. Well, I cut my hair like Bosworth. We all want to be Bosworth, man.
Number five is a team. So it's a year, a specific year of a team.
Miami 2001.
You're right on the school, wrong on the year.
Ooh, Miami 87.
Still the wrong year.
Miami 90?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yep. There have been plenty of college football counterculture teams over the last 156 years. And in the high holy days of the U, every squad bucked the college football system. But only one team completely rewrote the rule book in one afternoon. The defending national champions opened the 90 season by suffering a stunning loss to BYU, but their only other blemish on the schedule was a midseason loss at Notre Dame in Catholics versus Convicts 2. The Canes believe they still deserve a chance to win the Natty in their home Orange Bowl, but instead were sent to face third-ranked Texas in the Cotton Bowl.
Yes.
They beat the Longhorns 46-3 and spent their New Year's Day in Big D, punctuating every big play with pointing, taunting, and more dancing than you've seen in an episode of Solid Gold.
That's the 30 for 30. That's when they show the whole program. But that's when Randall Hill came out of the tunnel after the touchdown, shooting the six guns.
Yeah.
And Texas fans went
Who's the coach now?
crazy. That would be Dennis Erickson. And yeah, they beat the snot out of Texas that day Craig Erickson was a quarterback. Our good friend Mike Sullivan, Carol Sullivan's wife, was the tackle on that team. And that was crazy, man. I don't know if that'd be the villain team, but they were pretty brash.
Number 6 is a school. No year, but a school.
A school that drives you crazy?
Yep.
Like Notre Dame.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep. If you're not a fan of Notre Dame, you hate Notre Dame.
That's exactly right. Yeah. If it had been basketball, I'd have been like, give me Duke. We hate Duke.
So
finish out. Who's 7 now?
This one I don't quite understand, so I need to read it a little bit. So number 7 is ESPN. He goes, perhaps you've heard, but we hate your team. It doesn't matter which team that is. We hate them. I'm not supposed to tell you all this, but we have meetings every week just to come up with ways to belittle and insult your favorite team. I get this now. That's a lot of meetings because there are a lot of teams. But this must be true because social media tells you that every single Saturday of every single season. And then he says, I've worked for ESPN for so long that in 1997, I had rocks thrown at me in Knoxville because I was wearing an ESPN jacket as a young television producer there to cover Peyton Manning's last home game. And I had just graduated from Tennessee a few years earlier. Why do the Vols faithful hate ESPN? They blame the worldwide leader in sports for its supposed Big Ten bias, which would ultimately cost Manning the Heisman Trophy and hand it to Michigan's Charles Woodson. Then several decades later, I had a Crown Royal bottle thrown at me in Columbus because I again was wearing an ESPN jacket. Why? Because Buckeyes fans believed our SEC bias was the reason I was there to write a story about Urban Meyer's paid administrative leave. See, we hate your team, all of them. It's totally true.
Oh, man. I will tell you, though, that in the ESPN book, I forget the name of the book, All Boys Like to Have Fun or whatever it is.
These guys have all the fun.
Yeah. And the Chris Fowler comment when Peyton Manning did not win the Heisman Trophy, still
Trailer Park Tears or
Trailer Park Frenzy.
Yeah.
Manning not winning sent Tennessee fans into a trailer park. It's a funny line, right? Yeah. But at that time, when they think Peyton should have won the Heisman, that I firmly believe game day didn't go back to Knoxville for years because of that line.
Probably.
And he apologized in a way about that, but it really it wasn't good at the time. And
who do you think number 8 is? It is a player.
Villain? 8 villain. Is he still alive?
Yes.
Okay. So in our time, a villain. Let me think here. And I'm not looking at anything. I don't know anything. I'm going to say, because he irritated a lot of people, Tim Tebow.
How are you good at this?
Is that right?
Yes.
Because of all the religion stuff irritated a lot of people. I worked with people in television at the time that hated that. Yep. Like enough is enough. And then Tebow was a guy. So a villain, air quote, was one like, yeah, okay, I get it now.
Number 9 could be on this list as a player and a coach.
Oh, number 9. Still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Number 9. It's not Barry Switzer?
It is not Barry Switzer.
Man. Is it a coach?
He is a current coach.
Current coach. Urban Meyer drove people crazy.
It's not Urban Meyer.
I don't know.
Deion Sanders.
As a villain?
But as a player, think of him as a player, too.
He's funny. He was great.
Yeah.
He was hilarious. He was great.
It says Deion Sanders is the only member of this list who has enjoyed 2 distinctly different villain eras. Prime time at Florida State 4 decades ago and coach prime at Colorado in the here and now. I know of what I speak here because I was at Clemson's Death Valley in 1988 when number 2 stood at the bottom of the hill taunting the Tigers as they ran down from Howard's Rock.
One of the greatest games ever. They ran a weird punt return. Bobby Bowden did, and they beat Clemson that day in 1988. A little bit. A lot of people don't like him for what's going on at Colorado. I get that, but by all accounts, I know guys that play with him at FSU loved him. It's like he changed the game for us. I like
Ryan McGee, but I disagree with number 10. I understand why he's put him on here, but I disagree. Number 10 is Caleb Williams.
What?
There's no shortage of recent Heisman winners and contenders who could have taken this spot, but Williams' story was a perfect storm when everyone loves to hate about modern college football. He hit the transfer portal to move from Oklahoma to USC to follow Lincoln Riley. He made what was then a record stack of NIL cash and started in national TV ads during his own games when he was still something we had never seen before. This was still something we've never seen before.
I think Ryan could have done a top 5 list and have been just fine.
All right, real quick. Dishonorable mentions. Baker Mayfield. Now, again, think college.
I know. I like Baker. I mean, he planted the flag. I like it.
Diego Pavia.
You don't like him? Stop him.
Vontez Burfict.
I don't know.
Connor Stallions.
Villain? No. I mean, idiot, yes.
The NCAA.
Sure.
Hugh Freeze.
Yes.
Philip Fulmer.
I don't know about that.
Alabama fans don't like it.
They hate him.
Ryan Leaf.
Not really.
Jameis Winston.
Love Jameis Winston.
Maurice Claret.
Maurice Claret was just stupid.
Yeah.
Want to get paid. All he did was ride out 2 more years and he got a lot of money. I am floored that Barry Switzer is not on that list.
Well, he's mentioned with the Boz, but the Boz is on the list.
I'm just floored that Switzer, he drove people crazy. Right? And he's also a Super Bowl winning coach. Don't say it. He was the head coach. People are like, well, they didn't need a coach then.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. He was head coach in 94. Or
Craig,
95, sorry.
Craig says, as a diehard Notre Dame fan, glad we made the list. Your school would be independent too if they could print money like Notre Dame and had a nationwide fan base. Y'all keep hating.
I mean, but you go back in time in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, they were always ranked because a lot of the sports writers were Catholic.
Right.
That is a known thing.
Not our list, Craig,
right?
But that's a good one.
Well, go back to 56 with Paul Hornung and Johnny Majors.
Right.
There's no way Paul Hornung should have won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
Only because he was at Notre Dame.
Right. Coming up next, Turron Davenport from ESPN going to join us. We'll talk some Titans with him on the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday at the Omni Nashville Hotel at Barlines. Let's say hello to our man, Turron Davenport, ESPN Titans NFL Nation reporter, who's been nice enough to join us today. TD, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? Standing here on the field. You got me in between hits for SC for you.
Oh, okay. Well, we appreciate it. You taking the time. I know Robert Saleh started his press conference. A couple of guys banged up. You certainly expect that a few days into pads. Who got banged up and anything to be concerned with?
No, so Alec Ironmanner, that might be a little bit of a concern. He went up to catch a pass, and Kevin Winston Jr., we know he's got one speed, and that's full speed, and there was a collision. Saleh said he showed really good range on that, but it was just one of those bang-bang type of situations. It wasn't a careless play. So Ironmanner, he got up. He was holding his left shoulder after being down for a bit, and he went inside. So we'll see what happens there. You got John Franklin Myers, who has some back stiffness, but he came out and he was chopping it up with Delaney Walker after practice. So I don't think there's much concern there either. Dan Moore Jr., the left tackle, he returned to practice today. He was in all the team periods. He was supposed to be day-to-day, but he appears to be fine.
A lot of people are looking at Tajay Spears, and I know he spoke today and what he's going to do in a contract year. I mean, I guess he's technically the number 2 back on this team, but I feel like there's more to his game that we haven't seen to this point. What have you seen out of him at training camp, and do you think he can take it to another level?
Yeah, Tajay is always so pleasant to be around, and he's fun to watch because he's one of those guys, like every time he touches the ball, he runs it into the end zone. So the effort is there. You always appreciate that. There's explosiveness. He's getting to line up all over the place. You know, he's catching the ball out of the backfield, out of the receiver spot. They're looking for ways to get him the football. And I really like what he's been able to do on some of the screen passes. You see him just like having the patience, like letting that lineman get out there in front of him and then putting a hand on the back and cutting off of it and getting upfield, you know. So Tajay, I think obviously the main thing with him is being healthy. He's acknowledged that. He's someone also that really loves pass pro. They had one-on-ones, so to speak. It was during individual period. The linebackers and running backs came together, and they did pass pro drills. And he had a couple really good reps against Cedric Gray. And, you know, Cedric Gray, he's a thumper. So it was fun to watch that.
With Turron Davenport on the show. Turron, when the O-line and D-line go against each other in full pads, is the O-line holding their own, or is the D-line just overpowering them?
Yeah, we saw you talking just one-on-one or just overall?
Yeah, both.
Yeah, so we saw a little bit of one-on-ones. It was kind of hard to angle there with the fans and just the field setup where we were standing. It was hard to see both. So I didn't really catch a lot of the one-on-ones, but I will say in practice, like in team periods, there's a trade-off. I think the tackles, there were a couple times where like Jermaine Johnson, he's been impressive, right? And, you know, he had a really good get off and he dipped his shoulder and he was able to get in there. But then, I saw Skoronski and Dan Moore double team Jeffrey Simmons and move him out the way. You know what I mean? But Jordan Elliott came in and got the TFL, you know, on a run play. So it's been a good back and forth. Simmons, you know, has been scrappy and been feisty, and that's because, you know, they're carrying out their blocks against him. J.C. Latham as well, been holding his own. So it's really a back and forth, honestly. You can't say one side is doing better than the other. I will say this, though. The offense for the second day in a row was had to get down and do some push-ups.
Oh, maybe we should do it on the radio show too. Turron, what if Dan Moore Jr. is average this year? Not bad, not great, but average. Does that solve a big headache for this football team?
Yeah, I think average is fine. I don't think you're going to get good or great play from him. I think solid, you know, which is another way of saying average. I think they'll be fine there. Really, to me, it's all about J.C. Latham. You know, I think he's the key to that offensive line because Moore has already shown that he could be solid. But Latham, it's the penalties, you know, it's staying healthy, the concentration. That's something he has to work through, and it's a focus for him.
What is the moment where, like, they're still trying to get a center and still trying to get a guard and all that in there? Is there a moment in training? I know they're scouring the waiver wire where there's a line where if they get somebody after this point, it doesn't help because you got to learn the offense players. Are they looking maybe to add something that before the games start, they get in there, maybe a center that gets the waiver wire or something, or are they content, you think, with what they got right now?
I think at center they're content. Coogan has actually surprisingly got some earlier reps, and he's kind of held his own. So you have that, but then, guard is interesting, and I think at right guard, they have the luxury of being able to wait, because actually, come to think of it, Zeitler doesn't know this scheme. Let me check that, because it's not the same as last year.
That's right.
So, that is something that they'll have to think about. The good thing is at the end of the day, like, football is football, and once you're a veteran, you're able to pretty much catch things quickly. And we know Zeitler, he's long tenured.
Turron Davenport is with us. Has Robert Saleh given any thoughts on what's going on in San Francisco right now as they get ready to go out there next week for joint practices?
No, he hasn't given any thought in regards to the substation or the 20 guys down. Obviously, it's something that he's familiar with, right, being out there. But he hasn't, and he has to kind of toe the line, because he doesn't want to give any thing to make someone lean towards either way, on the substation issue. He has to toe the line. But again, obviously, he's been out there, for quite some time. He knows that facility and everything. So I think if he really thought there was a problem, he wouldn't be having his whole team go out there and practice for one day.
They're going to go to Nissan Stadium tomorrow as they begin the final year in that facility. I know that a lot of the fans are going to show up. What are some things to expect from the blue and white scrimmage that'll take place at Nissan Stadium?
Yeah, so there's going to be you're going to see a special teams aspect. Now, it won't be a punt off like a few years ago with Vrabel and the Titans, but you're going to see your punts, your kicks. You're going to see that. It's going to be first team offense against first team defense. They're going to have a special scoring system, to make it competitive. And they want to get it as close to a game-like situation as possible. They're looking to get a total of 90 plays down. So just expect it to be fast-paced. Any fans listening, if you get there early, make sure you go over where the D-line is. And, Chase, you saw it. I mean, there's a lot of intensity over there with Aaron Whitecotton and how they practice. And it's really fun. I asked Jacob Martin about that today, and he said, individual period, that sets the tone for the rest of practice. And it really does, from that group. So definitely make sure you check them out.
Turron, you're out there every single day. You're out there every single day last year. Describe the vibe you feel now as compared to last year.
Yeah, I mean, up until today, everything was upbeat. Today was a little sluggish, admittedly. But it's just been upbeat. The guys love the organization, the approach, the mindset, the mentality that Robert Saleh and his coaching staff has brought. So I would say there's, personality-wise, at least vibe-wise, the arrow is pointing up. But, I mean, that doesn't always equal wins. I've seen where the vibes were up and the season was down. So just one of those things. You got to wait it out.
I love it. We were talking to Tim Hasselbeck the other day about when Simmons was, quote-unquote, thrown out of practice and was sent to the side to finish his work. And Tim's like, yeah, there's a lot of guys in the league who would love to be thrown out of practice and go sit in the cold tub and get something to drink and go on. But the fact that Saleh's like, no, you're going to go work over there like you're in a timeout. I think that spoke volumes, Turron, to a lot of people that follow this football team. We loved it. I love the attitude. It's like, nah, you're not going inside. You're still going to work. Get over there. I loved it.
Yeah. That's why, I wouldn't even say, quote unquote, thrown out, man. He was kicked out of practice. Like, he wasn't allowed to get on the field again. You know what I mean? And he was sent over to the side field with Brian Bell and Tanzel Smart. And those guys had him on the bags, working and doing everything. He was running conditioning. And then towards the end, he was able to come over near the sideline, but he wasn't able to go on the field. So, yeah, man, I mean, especially like a veteran established player like Simmons, man, if they don't want to, like if the wrong guy doesn't want to practice, he'll get into a fight on purpose just to be able to go inside. You know what I mean? I've seen it before,
Yes.
So I like the approach and the mindset. It's to have penalty and punishment, but without, being able to enjoy the good conditions inside the building, AC and, a nice cold water next to you.
Do you think, one more for you, TD, do you think that Jeff is being a little tougher on JC for a reason?
Yes, absolutely. He's trying to push him to be better, right? And it's the mindset approach. That's really where he would like to see the improvement. And Latham admitted that too. So I mean, those guys are working, all of them, on the mental side of it. But yeah, I mean, there's so many specific. Like I could think back to so many times. Like it's almost like when there's an after the play extracurricular. It's like Jeff is looking for JC, almost like a bully type of situation. I'm not saying he's bullying him. Don't get it wrong. But it's almost like, hey, man, let me go find him and get at him real quick.
TD, appreciate the time as always, and looking forward to many football talks with you throughout this season. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It's a blessing to do this. So I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Turron Davenport, ESPN Titans NFL Nation reporter, and also the host of the Talking with TD podcast. You can get that wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Talking with TD, and you can hear it on the weekends on 102.5 The Game.
So what I like about Turron, it's more than, hey, Cam Ward looked good to Carnell Tate today. I mean, there's a lot of in-depth that Turron, as a football junkie, that I absolutely love. So he's a must-follow on social media if you like this Titans team.
No doubt. We'll come back, react to some of that and much more coming up next, live from the Omni Nashville Hotel at Barlines. This is Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.
being a friend to the Yacht Rock album.
Chasing Big Joe 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday. Thanks to Turron Davenport for joining us. Clay's here hanging out.
He is. Yeah, somebody wrote in about our discussion earlier, 6727 about running backs. Barry Sanders didn't have an offensive line. If I recall, when he played a game, there were 5 offensive linemen in front of him.
Yeah. Like,
So here's the deal with the Lions. They had a run and shoot for many years that Sanders was there. You spread the field, so you lose the kind of the contain, and Barry Sanders was able to bounce out. Barry Sanders was one of the best running backs of all time, was able to do that on his own. It's crazy he had a good offensive line. How much better would Barry Sanders be? I don't know, because he was damn fantastic. I don't know if there's another level you can get to right there. But it was a shame that they ran the run and shoot with Barry Sanders for so many years when he was in Detroit.
USA Today has released their 2026 NFL record projections. I'm going to see if you agree with some of this.
Right. Is Mike Sando part of this? Because if he is, I'm going to listen.
I don't think so.
Okay.
The AFC South, they have the Texans going 12-5 and winning the division.
No way.
The Jags go 9-8.
I know you flip-flop those two.
Okay. The Titans go 6-11.
Okay.
The Colts go 5-12.
Ooh, ouch. Ouch, that hurts.
AFC East, the Bills go 11-6.
Okay.
Patriots 10-7.
Mm-hmm.
Jets 3-14. The Dolphins 1-16.
Oh my Lord. That's good for Josh Allen.
That's yep. The AFC North. Now this one's interesting. The Bengals go 11-6, and they are the 4 seed in the AFC.
Okay.
They have the Texans as the 1 seed, by the way, which is
at the end of the season.
Yes.
This guy drunk?
Well, it's I think it's a collective of writers.
Collective drunks? Okay.
The Ravens 10-7. The Steelers 7-10.
Ouch.
The Browns 5-12.
Okay. That's not bad.
AFC West, Broncos are the 2 seed at 12-5. The Chiefs, the 5 seed at 11-6. The Chargers at 9-8. And the Raiders at 3-14.
Ouch. I'm okay with that. I think the Chiefs will look better.
I would flip-flop the Chiefs and the Broncos.
Yeah.
In the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys, 11-6, 3rd seed in the NFC.
Okay.
Commanders, 9-8. Eagles, 8-9.
Ooh.
Giants, 6-11.
Ouch. The Eagles.
If the Eagles go 8-9, Nick Sirianni is going to get fired, even though he's won a Super Bowl and
he'll be putted into the Delaware River.
100%.
Gone.
The NFC North, the Bears, the 2nd seed in the NFC at 12-5.
I think they're going to be really good.
I think they are too. The Lions, 6th seed at 11-6.
I think the fire's run out there with Dan Campbell.
The Packers, they agree with Stephen A. Smith and have them at 10-7, missing the playoffs.
Ooh.
Vikings at 9-8.
What a tough division. So they got everybody over 500.
Yep.
Wow.
The NFC South. This, I think I agree with, but could be a big surprise. They have the New Orleans Saints winning that division at 10-7 and the 4 seed.
All day, man. Tyler Shook.
I think they're not bad.
I might become a fan again.
The Bucks at 8-9.
Okay.
The Falcons at 6-11 and the Panthers at 6-11.
I think the Panthers are trending very far the other way.
Better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, they're good too.
I think the Bucks are going to be well below 500.
Yeah, they've got Mike Evans is gone, Baker's yelping.
Yeah. And then the NFC West, they have the LA Rams, the 1 seed at 14-3.
That might be they might be 16-1.
The Seahawks as the 5 seed at 14-3.
Lord.
The 49ers as the 7th seed at 11-6.
Oh, I got to hear this one.
And the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes.
At 2-15.
Is that the worst projected record that they have for the Arizona Cardinals for any team in the league?
Well, the Dolphins are 1-16.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So they would have the Dolphins get the number 1 overall pick at 1-16. The Cardinals go 2-15. We'll get the 2nd overall pick. The Raiders and Jets both at 3-14. So that would be 3-4. And then the Browns and Colts at 5-12. The Falcons and Panthers, Giants and Titans all at 6-11.
So say the Colts are 5th, right?
Yeah.
And the Dolphins are 1. Dolphins have this contract with Malik Willis that's paying him a lot of money. Would you, if you're the Colts, call the Dolphins and say, we will give you first round this year, next year, and the 3 years of number 1s, we want your number 1 pick, or taking Arch Manning?
Yeah, probably.
No hesitation. Like, yeah, what else do you want?
I mean, it depends on how Malik Willis plays. Now, if they're going 1-16, I'm going to assume he's playing pretty
that's
bad.
a lot of money tied up in him, though. What if they say the Dolphins like, all right, we'll take your three number 1s and Trisha Whitaker. Oh my gosh.
Probably.
Yeah, right.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine another Manning in Indianapolis?
Why not? You're selling tickets. I mean, it would be perfect.
But you get Arizona. Now, if you're Arch, you're looking at this going, I'd probably rather go to Miami than Arizona.
Can I sue and stay another year in the league?
Probably.
In college?
The rate. Now, see, the Raiders are the interesting one because we know they're not going to take a quarterback.
Correct.
So if they end up, with 1, 2, or 3,
right?
They're depending on
heck yeah,
the run on quarterbacks, but a lot of people think this is going to be a quarterback heavy draft.
Yep.
So if the top 3 picks are projected to be quarterbacks, you're loving it if you're the Raiders if you end up at 3-14.
Oh yeah. What you got? Talk to me.
Yeah.
What you got?
Because you're going to move out. I mean, like, even if the Titans are back in the top 5 or 10, depending on what's there.
God, can you imagine if they have a terrible year? Cam's terrible. Then the talk about quarterback. I mean, when does this carousel end for us?
I think
here?
6-11. I have said you're in probably the 6, 7, 8 range, somewhere in there.
I gripe about. I mean, the goal is to win the Super Bowl. So, but don't be happy 6-11. But if this team can get 8 and 9, and you get a foundation coming back next year, I mean, going to the new stadium, I think that would be something. But what I would love is that we sit here in January and that final regular season home game with the Steelers, and we're like, this isn't it. They'll have a playoff game.
Yeah.
Because
awesome.
That's to win the division. You're guaranteed a home playoff game if you win the division. So win this division, and yet that Pittsburgh game's not your last game at home.
I'm going to make a prediction, and I have the right to change this before the start of the regular season.
Okay.
But this is kind of what I think going into this, because I think 12-5 for the Texans and the 1 seed is laughable.
Right.
I think 10 wins could win this division. You're probably going to need 11. But 10 could win the division.
I really like the Jags, man. I think they got a killer defense.
I think it's like I think a
better.
lot of people every year like the Jags, but they're the Jags, and you never know what they're going to be.
And then Buffalo beating them was something. I really like what they've built there. Y'all all made fun of Liam Cohen.
But I think he's a good coach.
I would want to see when the Jags play the Titans before the game, Saleh to just beat his ass at midfield.
That'd be awesome.
Come on. Would you not – is it Revel?
Revel.
Yeah. That your coach, hey, what team you like? Well, I like the Titans. Oh, that's the team where the head coach beat the other team's head coach on the 50-yard line before the game. I would love that.
Dable ends up coaching the game.
Robert, I would argue for a statue for Saleh immediately if he does that.
That'd be hilarious.
It's so fantastic.
The announcers before the game are like, well, we got a little bit of a change today. Liam Cohen is in traction, and so Jake let's see, I don't even know.
Jake Lyman.
Jay Kaiser, who's assistant to the head coach, is going to be the head coach today for the Jags, and Brian Dable will assume that for the Titans.
Would it, right?
Robert Saleh has been called off.
Would it not be great if Lee and Combe is coaching the game? Like, remember when Mr. Burns hit Bart?
Oh, yeah.
And then the roll Bart at the full body cast and have Liam Cohen.
Remember when Hugh Freeze was coaching from the box in the hospital bed?
God, that was awful.
No, he was in the stadium. He was up in the booth.
That's right. That was awful. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, don't sleep on the Jags, man. I think they could be really good this year.
Okay. Well, I think we agree with the Dolphins and the Cardinals as being the worst teams in the league. I mean, they're starting Carson Beck tonight.
So I was doing
Kenny Pickett versus Carson Beck.
I did this deep dive on Tom Brady about his career and playing games, and a lot of arguments come with Tom Brady because the AFC East, when Brady was there, was so awful. Is this not awful right now? The worst it's ever been. You got two teams predicted to win 3 games overall.
Yeah.
I mean, for Josh Allen, if you don't get to the Super Bowl with these predictions, I don't know how you're going to get there, man.
I mean, in your division, if you're Josh Allen, I would say the team you got to worry about is the Patriots.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly. They're not going to be anywhere as good as they were last year.
The Jets are terrible and the Dolphins are terrible.
Wow, man. Yep.
And I hate it for Aaron Glenn because I really like him, but he's going to, he's going to get fired.
I loved it. What was the video last year where they returned a pick 6 and he was dancing down the sidelines and they lost the game? You're like, poor guy. So the Jets, I mean, they're awful, right? So people have said, well, who would ever want to coach there? Again, there's only
32.
Yeah, right. In the entire world, somebody would want that job to go up there and be the head coach.
615-737-1025 if you want to weigh in on that. We're live today at the Omni Nashville Hotel. Chase and Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chase and Big Joe 102.5 The Game here on this Thursday.
It's a great day, buddy.
It is a great day. Vanderbilt has unveiled their new gold jersey. They brought it back. It's been a while. I like it.
I absolutely love it. I love all colors that are the same all the way. We talked yesterday about the Tennessee all orange. I like the all orange from the 80s and the 90s. I don't like the orange now. It's just a little darker orange. I'm not a fan of that.
Well,
but
we
I
haven't
like
really
the
seen
Vandy.
the Adidas.
I like the Vandy gold, man.
Yeah, it looks good. So they now have the option to go gold helmet, gold top, gold pants, black helmet, black top, black pants, white helmet, white top, white pants.
Okay. I'm not a fan. I like black in November, but September it's so
No, I agree.
hot.
I'm with you.
Just don't do that. And I think they understand that as well.
Would you go? You remember like the 80s and 90s when they had the gold? It was like almost yellow. It looked like mustard.
Yeah.
But like I would probably wear all gold against Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
Let them. They come in with all white. Go all white and orange, and then Vandy go all gold. I think that'd be awesome.
Sure. Yeah. I'm with all that.
And then do a few different combinations throughout. Like you could, I think the gold top would look cool with the black helmet and black pants.
Right. Let me ask you this. What's the most traditional college football helmet of all time?
Most traditional.
Because there is a list ranking out there of all time.
Define just like you look at it and you're like, that's college football.
Yes. That's good.
Ohio State, Notre Dame, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia with that G.
Number one was Michigan.
Michigan.
List.
Yeah. Michigan.
They find the
Put that on there.
Right there. I thought it was good because you're looking at all these, and like Notre Dame is second, and somebody's like, "Oh, look, that's Navy's helmets," and you're like, "That looks like Navy's, but it's Notre Dame what they're putting out there." I find
I remember so I think it was last year when the college football video game came out, and this guy starts like his college football career, and he signs with a team based on the helmet. And he thought he signed with Michigan. He gets to the first game, and he's like, "Why? It was Delaware."
Yes, I love it. Here it is. I'm going to give you the top 10 where they say it was a ranking of the college football helmets. Vols were 13th, Auburn 12, Arkansas 11.
That's interesting.
I like the logo, the pig suey on there, the Razorback. Number 10, FSU.
Yep.
With the garnet, with the
arrowhead.
Yeah.
Yep.
Number 9, Miami.
Yeah, that's a killer looking one.
Number 8, Oklahoma.
Yep.
Number 7, Georgia.
Okay.
Number 6, Ohio State.
Ooh.
Number 5, Texas.
Yeah.
This next team I would have number 1. They got him at number 4, Alabama.
Okay.
I
like the numbers.
Yes. I used to hate this helmet, but when I learned that they don't care what you think, I'm like, oh, I like it. Penn State.
Yeah. Because it's just white.
Just white. There it is. Number 2 is Notre Dame, and number 1 is Michigan.
Okay.
A one on this list that made me like, oh, okay, 24, Air Force.
Yes.
With the lightning bolt.
Yes. Those are good.
Yeah, that's good. 22 is Wyoming with the cowboy.
I like them.
16, I thought USC would be more up there because they were so iconic.
Yeah.
And then, but nobody that's really out of the ordinary.
You know what? I mean, maybe I'm biased in saying this, but like, I love the silver middle helmet.
Yeah.
Just like with the MT logo on the side,
one, right?
It's the silver.
Yeah.
Like it's a good look.
I underrated him, and I'm glad they went just one look with the helmet. With
I like the white,
MTA
but I definitely like the silver.
A helmet that I've always loved, which you see it and you're like, yeah, Clemson.
Yes,
just a
I
big
agree.
Paul.
Yep,
It's really unique and different, and really kind of cool.
I agree.
And Vanderbilt now with the V, I like it.
Yep.
Everybody hated it. Like
I'm used to it now.
I don't mind it.
Like I loved the old Star V for a long time, but I think this one looks, because I'll tell you what looks cool. Now I wish they did both, but on the gold helmet, it used to be the black V,
right?
But it's the white V.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that looks cool. And then on the black helmet, I think they use the white V,
right,
too. But like, you got a couple of different options there. Kentucky, the chrome helmet. I know Connor's on the board now and probably love that I mentioned that, but like I love the chrome helmet for Kentucky. Ole Miss, I think the baby blue.
It's good. I'm looking when they had what? Oh yeah, there it is. From 79 to 82, they had Colonel Reb.
Yeah.
That will never come back. It was just kind of cool, but I like the baby blue and the all script Ole Miss.
I do love last year when the first game, I guess the first playoff game without Lane Kiffin, and they wore the dark blue, which was his least favorite.
Yeah. Like he absolutely hated that.
And he had to wear it like once a year, but you just pulled up a good one there, LSU.
I mean, look at
the
that.
Gold helmet is iconic, but I love that white helmet.
That one there?
Yeah. When they wear
purple?
that, they wear it like once or twice a year.
Yeah, they wore it in 21 for a few games.
Yeah. Like it's not bad.
No, it's not. And I like the fact that Bama, I mean, you look at Bama's history of their helmet. I mean, look, they went in 1960, had a different
white helmet
football, and then they did a white helmet in 1984 for a home game. But that's all they've had throughout their history there. So I just thought it was an interesting list because you look at those helmets, you're like, yeah. Oh, I like it. I see what's going on there. And those are good. I just thought the conversation of what's traditional, what stands out to you, what you'd see, and all that. And the Michigan's not bad. Notre Dame's not bad, and on and on and on. I like UCLA. I like UCLA. I mean, there's probably not many helmets that I don't like.
I think Western. I like Western's helmets.
When they got big red on the side of them, I'm telling you, man, that's
Todd
cool.
and Gallatin says Washington State is cool. 3079, where are the Gators on that list? I like the Gators helmet
They're
too.
25th.
The orange with now I tell you the one that I think I really like that I wish they'd wear more is when they do the white helmet with the F, like the old school. But like the orange with Gators looks good.
Yeah, that's what they got. The one they have there. They came at 25th on that list.
Yeah,
like Iowa's at 19th. I
like that. Yeah. Nebraska, that's a good one.
I'm telling you, when they were good, that helmet looked really, really good. But
what's 18? That's LSU, Texas Tech, Wyoming, Georgia Tech. That's a classic.
I like
look.
the big block GT on that.
Yeah, I do too.
As well. This is the most traditional.
Miami is like you think about the U, like when you see that. Like that it looks mean.
It does, but remember, they've only been good since like 83.
No, I know.
They were terrible. They just weren't good for a long time, and now they've popped on this list. Others have gotten up there. But some have taken credit that number 2, that Notre Dame and Navy helmets look just alike. And they do.
They do, but that's Notre Dame.
But you got Michigan, Notre Dame, and Penn State, and Alabama. And those are the traditional
But you know, like
ones.
when you see a logo or you see a helmet or you see a look, it's just like they look like you're about to go get your ass kicked.
Yeah, right?
Like Georgia has that look. Like that red, and there's supposedly they're going to wear the white helmet.
Do you know why they made black and white, light and dark uniforms back in the 50s?
Black and white TV. Yeah.
Look at you, buddy. Proud of you some days.
Yep.
It's like I'll go and sit in my car and cry.
Because used to they had one uniform.
I've seen your development.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it. That was why, because you couldn't discern who's who. Everybody had the same uniforms. Before.
But I will say this, you have a good looking white uniform that's just clean.
Yep.
I'm all
What's
for
the
it.
cleanest one? Is it Texas? Vols?
I love the Vol. I love the Vols, and I'll tell you what, and you may disagree with me on this. This could be generational, so I don't know. I like the white Vols uniform with the black lining around the numbers, like Peyton Moore.
I'm with you on that.
Like,
I'll give you that.
Like I think that's like a classic 90s look. So the orange and black lining around the number.
Okay. I like that. I'll give you that.
Yeah. That's a clean look. I like Clemson's whites. I like Alabama's. What was the other one I was just thinking of? I think Notre Dame's got a clean white look.
Yeah, I give you that.
I think on the white uniform, you don't need a lot of extra going on.
No,
just give me the number. You can put the logo, the school, whatever.
Yeah. I'm going back to the Peyton, the one in mid-90s Knoxville. That's a good one.
That's why I've never liked the white uniform for the Titans until now. Like I think it looks.
Yes,
it looks
with the new
good.
helmet. Yeah. I got to keep reminding myself they get new helmets. They got new helmets.
They
to
got
everything.
but the
I like
jersey,
that.
but like the jersey, like when they were the original two-tone blue, I didn't like the light blue on the shoulders.
Right? Yeah, see that.
I think navy would have looked better on the shoulders because it would have matched the number. And then with the one they just got rid of, I hated those. I think now with the baby blue numbers and the white, it just looks clean.
I like it.
615-737-1025. Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays. It's Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. DVD coming your way next. At 5 o'clock today, Titans rookie wide receiver Carnell Tate will join them. They talked to him earlier. And from what I'm told, it was basically just the Ohio State receiver and the former Michigan State receiver talking about how much they hate Michigan. So that's what you have.
Bring me in, man.
I know. I love it. Before we get to what day is it and birthdays, our buddy Ricky just sent us this. Akron's football suites are sold out for the first time in program history following its viral play calling promotion for season ticket holders per FOS. The offer includes a pregame press conference, being mic'd up with a headset and a play sheet, and being in the coach's box. But what a brilliant promotion.
Yeah, that's the next level of raising money and revenue. Remember the Titans did that for the Make-A-Wish. You could bid and call the play in the preseason game. That was a really cool thing that John Robinson did every year for all that.
All right, with that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays. Connor Newt is standing by with today's what day is it.
Thank you. Yeah, Joe always questions whether or not I can actually do it, but I'm about to prove him wrong. So today,
I'm glad you can read.
Today is National Root Beer Float Day, so get you a good root beer float. Love a good one of those. Balloons to Heaven Day, Farm Worker Appreciation Day. We appreciate you, farm workers. It is IPA Day, so lots of food on the docket today. National Fresh Breath Day, so no bad breath.
Good.
And to wrap things up, National Wiggle Your Toes Day.
Ah, well done, Connor. Thank you, buddy.
Good job.
All right, time for celebrity birthdays. Let's roll through this. Chase, you're up first. How old is former Tennessee sharpshooter basketball player Dale Ellis?
61.
63.
66. Connor Newt, Mr. Speaker, how old is David Robinson, the Admiral?
65.
58.
61. Chaser, Mike Greenberg, friend of the show.
Greenberg is 59.
Greeny is 52.
59 exactly. Connor, Mr. Speaker, how old is Max Kellerman?
Another former ESPN guy. 42.
44.
53. Chaser, M. Night Shyamalan, who did The Sixth Sense and Signs.
62.
57.
56. Connor's on the board. 2-1 Chaser. Connor, how old is Jerry Hollowell? She's one of the cute Spice Girls. Either sporty. What's the cute redheaded?
She's Ginger.
Ginger Spice. Thank you, Chaser.
No, my Spice Girl.
You do.
54.
That's a pretty good guess. 52.
54 exactly.
Yeah.
Chaser, how old's Punky Brewster?
68.
64.
50.
Well, sorry.
All right, so it's 3-2 Connors up. We're not done yet. Speed round. Here we go. Speed round. Chaser, how old is where'd it go? Singer Randy DeBarge of DeBarge.
60.
67.
60. Yeah, 68. Connor's at 4-2. Connor, how old is where'd it go? Loretta Lynn's daughters, Peggy and Patsy Lynn of the Lynn's. How old are they?
62.
61.
Killing it. They're 62.
Jeez.
One more just for gigs here. Let's go. Chase, how old is singer Travis McCoy of Gym Class Heroes?
42.
44.
45. Connor wins 7-2.
Well done.
Connor Newt.
It's like Vandy upsetting Alabama.
It really is. It
Very
really is, man.
Very well done. Connor will host the 6 coming up tonight at 6 p.m. With Parker Kelly. So looking forward to that. He was out at Titans practice today, and will update us all on that. So that will be a lot of fun. That is going to do it for us here from the Omni today.
There we go. As we end our show every day to our guys out there, know how much we love you, know how much we think you're doing a great job. But remember this, we say it all the time, you still have not met everybody that's going to love you. So if you're struggling, you're having a bad day, you feel like nothing's going right, remember, you still have not met everybody that's going to love you. Please reach out to us anytime. I'm telling you, when I get a note that somebody's going to therapy, it absolutely makes my day because I know you're on the path to perfection, and we love you so much. Know that, and please remember, more importantly, more than anything else in this world, how much God truly loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD coming your way next. Again, Carnell Tate at 5 o'clock, but join them in just a few minutes here on 102.5 The Game.